Hola a todos, Michelle here. I feel like it's been a long time and I wanted to get on and make a video. And then I'm just sitting here like, oh, let me go live. And I just felt like going live. So here I am. It's been a while because I wanted to do an update video as well. Although I really don't have much to update on. Well, I'm just being hard on myself. I do have things to update on, but probably for like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks now, I really haven't done any hours of Dreaming Spanish, like actively comprehension, like active listening. Haven't done any active listening. Like no Dreaming Spanish videos, podcasts, like How to Spanish podcast, no Carmen San Diego. But what I have been doing is I recently went on vacation to Panama. And so there was obviously a lot of like listening, but sometimes like I'm not listening because like if the conversation has nothing to do with me, then I'm like, oh, they're not talking directly to me. Then it's like I'm not literally paying attention. So like in English, right, I can eavesdrop on people's conversations. Like, oh, what are you talking about? Like I'm listening, even though I'm not part of the conversations. But it was a great experience. Like I'm definitely going to do a video on my experiences and in Panama and share that with you as well. What I did notice is that I'm so used to listening to like the instructors in on Dreaming Spanish platform, and we have like Mexican Spanish, Argentinian, and like Spanish from Spain. And so when I get to Panama, like animals at the intermediate level, so I'm not listening to it like fast at the advanced, and so like they're chopping words, and I'm just like, what? Like it takes me a minute to even realize what they just said, but it's like I have to listen so closely, to get everything that they're saying. Because like I said, like it's just like it's in fast motion and they're talking quickly and they're not saying the entire word, similar things that, I say do the same thing in English. Like, you're gonna do this. I don't say, are you going to? Like, I'm chopping words too. So I totally get, um, you know, we do it probably in every language. I don't speak them all, but I'm gonna assume that we do. But it was good. It was good practice. And then there's times where like I know like once they say like buenos dias, buenas tardes, anything like that, and I respond to it, it's like, oh, you speak Spanish. Now I'm going to talk to you in Spanish. And I'm like, wait, hold up. So it's always like that. It's like I get that deer in headlights because I'm like, oh man, if I say that, they're gonna be like on me, like they're gonna go full speed ahead speaking to me in Spanish, and I'm gonna be like, oh, you didn't need to do all that. And then that's when I get like really nervous, and like in my head, it's like, oh, I have a question I want to ask, or I know how to answer it. But when we get live in motion, I freeze sometimes and I like stutter with my words. And I'm just like, I feel like I know how to say that, but I just get like, and it just comes out slowly. Like in my head, like I'm thinking of something like, oh, like, I don't know, tengo blah, blah, blah años, whatever. And, or soy de Estados Unidos. It's easy, but sometimes if they want more, I'm like, oh, I could have answered that. I could have done that. But it just gets a little scary sometimes. So that comes with practice. And that's why I'm documenting, doing the weekly updates, which I haven't been doing for the last 2 weeks, on just like speaking in Spanish on my YouTube for the shorts, because it's like 60 seconds. And so I just want to go really quick, really fast, and continue to share that update because I think it's important for me, and anybody as well who's interested, to see my progress along this journey, because I do believe and I know that I am going to be fluently speaking Spanish, but I want to see it and know that I had to get outside of my comfort zone at the same time. So that's been really cool. So far, yeah. And then I'm also thinking about after like being in Panama, is like, okay, do I want to start doing like some crosstalk or like working with like a Spanish instructor to kind of get into the mode of speaking? Because I do feel like I'm at a point where I can speak, but it's just like, it's obviously like vocabulary. Like I don't know a lot of the words in Spanish and things like that to kind of get my points across more clear. Everything that I'm thinking and feeling is helpful. The same way I express myself in English, I would like to be able to do that in Spanish when having a conversation. And then also understanding, everything that a person is saying too. Like, is it past tense, present tense, what are you actually saying, and not me have to like hold, let me like process it. And then I'm like, oh, I got what you're saying. And then I can kind of move forward. Because I do notice sometimes that I think, and then I'm like, oh yeah, you said, it was past tense. And it's like, did I need to really do that instead of just listening? So yeah. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. BRAJD, what's up? Yeah, I'm just out here sharing my experience. The past couple of weeks I was in Panama getting that live input and sharing that I haven't been doing any videos or anything like that lately, or just listening to Dreaming Spanish. One, because the Wi-Fi was not very kind in the hotel. So even if I start a video, it would just buffer. And then it would play a little bit for like, I don't know, 5 seconds and it start buffering. I'm like, I cannot watch a video like this. This is just taking too long. So yeah, that wasn't working. And I did make a point not to watch anything in English. Like if I'm in the hotel, like I'm sticking to my Spanish channels and I'm gonna just watch, whatever movies or things like that they have in Spanish, and not try to find that one thing in English, like, oh, I can understand that. So yeah, so that's what I wanted to, put myself in those situations. Derek, how did speaking go in Panama? It went okay. I was not, out there having full-blown conversations with people. I wish I could have, but I didn't. But I was stepping outside of my comfort zone, which I feel is like very important for myself, is to just like get the practice going. And, what was great is that I felt like a lot of the people there as well, like, if they don't speak English, and for me, like even just taking like Uber, because Uber was like $3 to $4 for like 20-minute rides to do things. To me, my drivers, majority of them spoke Spanish only. So I think I had like one maybe who spoke like English. But anyways, like they were very helpful. And even when things got silent, because it's like there's that language barrier, right? So even when things got silent, I still like was like, okay, I'm gonna ask a question. So like all the Uber drivers had been male, and then I was like, finally got a female, and I was like, oh, like I was curious, like, is there a reason for this? So I was able to ask her that question, and she was able to respond to me too. So it was good. And then people notice like, oh, hablas español like un poquito, and it's like, yeah, So it's like they were trying to with me. So I really, really appreciate that. So I will say it was great. It was great. I think that's just the way that is part of the process, part of the journey, and I embrace it to continue to keep moving forward. I wish I had more time. How many hours am I at? I'm probably around 540 or 50 hours, maybe. I haven't checked in a while, just because, like I said, like it's been like maybe like a week and a half too since I've even gotten on Dreaming Spanish. And I said that only because like Wi-Fi was just, it wasn't even worth me going on the website to even check in. So, but like I said, I was getting that live input. So that was what was really fun. But thank you for asking. And let me know if you have any other questions. Am I saying it right? Is it Derek or is it Derek? Just want to make sure I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Yeah, so it was cool. How many hours are you at? Let me know how your journey is going. Oh, okay. I only asked because the person who we had to be in contact with for the hotel in Panama, they spell their name, because usually I'm seeing Derek as Derrick. And so when I see your name spelled, Derek, that was how his name was spelled, and we pronounced it Derek. So I just wanted to make sure that I was pronouncing your name correctly. Oh, nice. You do a lot of crosstalk. Yeah. Yeah, I started with, well, I didn't start with crosstalk. I started working with an italki teacher before I even got with Dreaming Spanish. And I just felt like there was like a total disconnect, because she's speaking to me and I'm just kind of like, I don't get it. And it was more like grammar. So it wasn't even conversational and things like that. And I was like, oh, let me try something else. I didn't feel like that was working for me face to face. That's nice. So out of your 200 hours, how much would you say is like crosstalk? And what do you see the difference also by doing crosstalk versus like just regular input, whether if it's like Dreaming Spanish, a podcast, or watching TV or something like that. Yeah. Let me know, let us know, because it's great to see different people's journeys to, see how different people learn. Yeah, for sure. 25 to 30 hours of crosstalk. Yep. I definitely think crosstalk would be more engaging and easier to pay attention and listen. Totally agree. Because I remember when I first started with Dreaming Spanish, like I was zoning out with like super beginner videos. Like I didn't get it. And I would literally be like 30 seconds in and I'm thinking about something else. I'm like, I'm not really watching this. So I can totally see that. Definitely. Yeah, Derek, I think that I agree with you. That's what I was thinking about too, is like going back to italki. And then there's this other platform that I saw another person who's doing comprehensible input using. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, only because it's not something that I've heard of before. But I was definitely thinking of going back to italki as well and getting some more experience with just having like you said, like doing the crosstalk like you're doing. I think that would be helpful at this point, especially because I feel like I'm ready for that. Because my goal was to like follow the roadmap, like to its T. Like, okay, don't speak, don't do this. Like that was like my goal, like because I wanted to see like how does this process really work following it. But at the same time, I feel like what, I'm ready to switch it up a little bit. So yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah. I will definitely go ahead and go for that. And I'll keep you posted on that as well. And is the person that you're cross talking with, do they want to learn English, or you just more so, or are they just like using it to speak Spanish, and do they already speak English? Like, how is that working for you with crosstalk? And how are you using your crosstalk? Are you getting them on italki, or who are you? Is it someone that you know? Okay, cool. Or is it someone that you know, like in your hometown? Oh, Tandem. Oh, nice. Yes. Yep. I've been on Tandem, Speaky. Um, and that's great that you found somebody, especially if you can be consistent with them. Because I've been on the language exchange sites, and it's all about finding someone who you can kind of feel like a connection with and vibe with, and someone that you can actually have conversation with and keep it going. Because I know like sometimes like I'll ask something and then like it goes ghost, and then I know I can be the same way too as well. But I have found three people over course of the years that I've been. My goal has been to acquire Spanish for so long. So yeah, I've got three people probably out of like the 4 years that I still keep in contact with via WhatsApp. So yeah. So I'm looking for someone. Crosstalk would be, you want to learn English. So you speak to me in Spanish, I speak to you in English, so we can help support each other in progressing with the language that, you're looking to, get more exposure to, learn more, things like that. But yeah, I'm acquiring Spanish right now. And do you only have one partner, Derek? Or do you have multiple that you use to do crosstalk with? Oh, I'm just like quiet over here. Just decided to do a live tonight, y'all. I felt like I haven't made a video in a while, and I'm like, let me just go live and just talk about what's good been going on. For sure, 5 conversations at once. Yeah, I agree. And is it safe to assume, Derek, that you're looking to learn like Mexican Spanish? Dude, no, that's not. Yeah, that is the Mexican flag, right? In your profile pic. Is that like your focus as well? But yeah, it's easier to like find one person you can kind of have that consistency with rather than like 5 people. Cool. Yeah, that's my goal too. My focus is the Mexican Spanish as well. That's cool. That is awesome. Yeah, because I've had multiple conversations going, and then time differences can make a difference too as well. Um, yeah, where I live, there are a lot. I live in I live in California, so there's a lot of Mexicans, Latinos, everybody. Are there a lot where you live? And then that's another topic of conversation I want to bring up too, because okay, yeah, Arizona, yeah, I've lived in Arizona before too. Yeah, so sometimes I get the comments like, "Oh, just walk around and do it. It's so easy," and it's like, it's not. To me, it's not that easy. Um, First and foremost, because a lot of the times, like they do know words in English and they do know how to speak it in English too, and it goes into that comfortability for that person as well. And then sometimes it's like if I want to order something, they're like, I speak English, you don't need to do this with me right now. So it's also like the other person on the other side having patience, which is why like tandem and speaky are great, because there's two people who have a common goal, who may be at the same place, or they understand where the other person is coming from. Maybe the person may know um, maybe at a higher level of English than I am in Spanish. And so there is an understanding of like, I've been there before and I understand that, and we're in this together, and that's why we're helping each other. So I think there's like little nuances that go in. Yeah, exactly. The little nuances that go into, finding like that person that, you can have those conversations with, or even if it's not like in crosstalk, it's like they just want to help you in general. So it's, like you can mess up in front of them. They can have patience with you as well, because trust me, I can tell when someone's lacking patience, but it also makes me mindful when people are learning English too. Like I understand, like, like sometimes like I forget, like, oh, I'm just speaking at a normal pace, but this person may not be able to comprehend everything that I'm saying and maybe the way I say it. So um it gives me a different perspective, and I appreciate that. Oh, look at you, Derek. All right. Yeah. Have fun and keep in touch. Let me know how your progress is as well. So, yeah, I'll keep you posted on the updates, and let me know too about your updates as well. If you see any of my videos, please comment and let me know how you're doing. And best wishes to you as well. All righty, y'all. If anybody else doesn't have any questions, I'm going to go ahead and close the live for today. It was a lot of fun, just giving an update. And like I said, I do have some like videos I did. I was trying to do my little reporter thing while I was in Panama, speaking Spanish a little bit. So, like I said, just stepping outside of my comfort zone. Anyways, y'all, everybody have a great day. And oh, sorry. So, how would one go about getting a partner? Urban nomad. So the way I've gotten my partners for free are using the language exchange apps such as Speaky and Tandem. So yeah, you can go ahead and download those apps. And when you use those language exchange apps, basically you're saying like, I want to learn Spanish, and then they're gonna basically start pairing you up with people who want to learn English, so there can be that exchange. I also remember on the apps that you can choose, like if there's specific countries that you want to get partners from. So if you're looking to learn like Spanish from crosstalk basically, but it's free because it's a free app, unless you want to do like italki or those platforms where you pay to have a teacher work with you for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour, because those were the times available that I remember when I was doing italki. Mm-hmm. So I remember when I was just starting out, like I was like, let me just try this for free and see like, what I can do. So like I said, sometimes it can take a while to get that partner, find consistency, somebody that you feel like you can connect with, have conversation with, it flows. Also, like for me, it was like time zone mattered, because like I would get people in Spain who want to learn English, and it's like it was hard because when they're like getting ready to go to sleep, I'm like starting my day, and it's like I don't really have time to talk right now like that. So yeah, you're welcome. Not a problem. And so I was just mentioning with Derek that I'm going to look into some italki and start looking into speaking more as well. So yeah, Urban Nomad, if you ever have any future questions, please just let me know. I'm here to support with any resources and information that I have through my experience as well. Yep. Any other questions before I close the live for today? All right. So you're not watching me just bob my head. I'm going to go ahead and end the live. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great day. And tengan un buen día. Y chao. Nos vemos en el próximo video.